Greetings, Grenaders. This is Drogan again with another Old Republic video. This time we're going to cover the Republic classes.
Always expected my
The
father
Jedi
to
Counselor
retire.
is the keeper of lore and knowledge in the Jedi Order.
Padawan is settled in and trained.
As Counselor, you start out on Tython, which is the new homeworld of the Jedi. Actually, it's also the old homeworld of the Jedi. This is where the first Jedi Masters started their exploration of the Force.
Is trapped in the hills.
And after the Sith destroyed the Jedi Temple on Coruscant in the last war, the Jedi moved back to Tython, constructed a new temple, and are
a group of Jedi
trying
from the
to
temple
rebuild
is
the
headed
Order.
this way, but maybe not fast
You
enough.
play a new apprentice,
May the Force be with you.
just handed off to a new Jedi Master. My Consular here is a Miraluka. They are a blind race, they have no eyes, but they use the Force, in essence, to perceive the world around them.
I'm surprised a member of the Jedi Council would come to meet me.
I wanted to meet the student who's caused such a stir.
Consulars do a lot with telekinesis force powers. One of your first spells and one of your main spells is the ability to rip pieces of debris out of the ground and fling them. You see, I just one-shotted a guy there. You also start off with a basic lightsaber sling and a more powerful one. The Consular advanced classes are the Jedi Sage and the Jedi Shadow. The Sage has mid to long range damage dealing with more telekinesis spells, and it also has a healing tree. The Jedi Shadow is a stealth class, uses a double-bladed lightsaber for really quite a lot of damage.
Just let me know what's required. I'm here to help.
Don't worry.
The Jedi Knight is more focused on lightsaber combat and damaging
quite a hit.
abilities.
We're lucky not to be
You
hurt.
remember Obi-Wan Kenobi's line about the Jedi being the guardians of the Old Republic for 1,000 generations. That's these guys. Now this is a class that Adaya and I both played pretty extensively up to where we were able to choose our advanced classes. Now I chose a Twi'lek, or Twi'lek as I've always pronounced it, and Adaya chose a Mirialan. Mirialans are a new race invented for the Old Republic. They're green-skinned and tattooed. They're supposed to be very tranquil and have a very deep knowledge of meditation and the serenity of the Force.
The Force will give me the strength I'll need.
The Knight starts out with some basic lightsaber abilities. Later on you get that ability, which basically has you leap right into combat, allowing you to close the distance and get to fighting right away. That ability is going to be very big in PvP. Now, I was level 16 at this point, so you'll see a lot more skills on my hotbar. Most of them are lightsaber damage, some of them are AoE damage, some of them do quite a lot of damage, some less. At this point you also have several lightsaber forms to choose from. The one that I'm in now has a lot more, adds to your defensive stats. Now the advanced class I chose was the Jedi Guardian, which is the tanking class, also has a DPS tree. You use a single lightsaber, and you get some taunts and a lot of things to buff your defense. Adaya chose the Jedi Sentinel. The Sentinel is all about damage. You can see her there. She's got 2 lightsabers and a lot of damage flowing out of her.
Tell your lackeys to shut up unless they have ideas we can actually use.
Sergeant, no
If
time
you
to
like
waste.
guns and explosives, the
bomb
Trooper
behind a force
is
field.
for you.
We're breaching it.
As a Trooper, you start out as a member of Havoc Squad, an
I was
elite
able to show
commando
them
unit of the Republic.
You pass through and destroy
The
its
story
generator.
begins on Ord Mantell,
Generators
which
down.
those of you
I will
who
rejoin.
are Star Wars trivia buffs will remember that Han Solo mentioned once at the very beginning of Empire Strikes Back. Ord Mantell is a human world, which is in the middle of a civil war. One faction wants to secede from the Old Republic. Now, my character is a Zabrak. He is the same race as Darth Maul, but obviously not all of the Zabraks are evil.
I'm a charming person. What can I say?
The trooper starts out with a basic blaster attack and a full auto attack, plus a grenade launcher. You also get, at the first few levels, a different type of ammo, which in this case sets people on fire. It tells you that you can only use one kind of ammo at a time, so I assume that means you will get more later. Later on, you also get one of my favorite spells, which is you launch a sticky grenade at an enemy and it explodes 3 seconds later. Non-elite enemies will kind of freak out. It's fun to watch. The two advanced classes for the Trooper are Vanguard and Commando. I was able to briefly test the Commando. The Commando gets a giant minigun. You know, it reminds you of what Jesse Ventura carried in Predator, or in fact a lot of the weapons in STO. It is also a healer class, though I would not try to main heal an instance right away, as it only starts out with one healing spell right off the bat. The Vanguard is a tanking class. It's an interesting type of tanking class because it is actually a ranged tank. But it has a lot of abilities that beef up its shield, and both classes get heavy armor.
Tough missions are what I do best.
Now, the Smuggler is for anyone who's ever had a Han Solo fantasy. You are a disreputable freighter captain who's more likely to use a blaster than diplomacy. You start out on Ord Mantell alongside the Trooper. The storyline, in fact, starts with your ship getting stolen, and I assume the continuing storyline for the first 16 or so levels is how you get your ship back.
I'd kill those scum just for kicks.
The Smuggler is one of the two cover classes in the game, along with the Imperial Agent. See, I'm taking cover behind a speeder here. And you pop up and fire your blaster, or you toss a grenade at them. And you also start out with a heavier charge-up blaster attack. The advanced classes for the Smuggler are the Gunslinger and the Scoundrel. The Gunslinger uses dual pistols. The skill tree is focused on explosives and advanced tech, and a whole tree just for precise high damage attacks. The Scoundrel is one of the healer classes. It has a whole tree dedicated to that, and then it also has a stealth tree. Now, one important skill that the Smuggler gets is portable cover. In essence, it erects a small force field anywhere on the map that you can take cover behind. You get this midway through the starter planet.
Did you get all that? That is the most sadistic way to hide information I have ever heard.
Thank you everybody for watching another of my videos. And we got one more left, which will be the flashpoints. Stay tuned.